Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Welcome to Finish the Story. I am your host, Keegan Ray. I am joined here by my co-host, producer, and best friend, Mr. Trent Ludzak. How you doing, bro?
I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing the regular pants underneath of this.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh, I'm sitting behind a table?
Yeah. Dude, I had a roommate that used to do that. He would pull the fucking shirt and tie with the underwear on. It was awesome.
Yeah.
My dad came over one day and I had to like grab something and he was like, hey, Mr. Ray. My dad was like, what the fuck are you doing? Should have told my dad, be like, he's a cam model.
Yeah.
I took the girls outside today, put a fucking blanket out, had them sitting there, had all their toys. I was like, wow, it's nice, sunshine, and what a beautiful day. Stepped barefoot in dog shit. I do not have a dog. Dude.
Is it that guy?
No,
Has
bro.
the warfare started?
I don't know whose dog it is. I have my suspicions. But let me tell you, when you step down, you immediately know that's a freshie. It was warm. I was like, dude.
I'm going to throw up.
Dude, I was out there grounding. You want to fuck up a chill sesh in the yard? Step in a pile of dog shit.
I'm going to throw up.
I literally just like, dude, my reaction was so audible. Christina came outside and was like, what happened? I was just like, I just stepped in somebody else's dog shit.
Yeah.
Like if it's your dog, you're like, no, I got to clean up this yard. You know?
Dog shit is dog shit, Keegan.
Yeah, but it's not even my dog. I was like, for some reason that made it worse because I was just like, fuck that.
It's not better.
No. It pissed me off. Like it immediately pissed me off. Like sunny day, just straight to. You don't even want to like wash it off. It's hard, you know. You don't want to bring it in the house, so you're hobbling around.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I
hate it so much.
That is worse than like I hate stepping in dog shit.
Yeah.
When dog shit is where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
I will fucking fight somebody. If your dog shits and you don't pick it up, I will attack you verbally.
You have to.
It's crazy. We live in a society, dude. We cannot have it break. If everybody just starts letting their dog shit everywhere, we got issues. It's crazy.
Yeah. But they do.
Oh, they do.
That's the thing. It's already how it is. So I'm just careful.
I'm sure.
If I'm in any lawn, I'm looking down.
I got comfortable in my own.
No, you can't.
My own front yard, dude.
That's
I felt
backyard.
so betrayed. I was
got a fence?
No, that's what I mean. It's this lady that lets her dogs run around.
In the backyard. Do you have a fence in the backyard?
No, the backyard's kind of just like the woods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a yard.
Yeah, that sucks.
We got one Japanese maple, and then, dude, I feel like a dickhead wearing these sunglasses. I forgot my glasses, and it's the one day that I actually need them.
You look like you should have the rainbow mic stand on.
Yeah. No, dude, I went in to go get my haircut, and they're prescription sunglasses, so I have to wear them, you know what I mean, or else I can't see. And so I was sitting in the barbershop, and I didn't say anything to anybody because I walked in, and the guy that was doing my hair wasn't there yet. It's 11:15. My appointment's not till 11:30. I'm stoned. Let me just sit here and be by myself and just chill. So I sat down, and then like he comes out, and him and this dude just start speaking in a language that I don't think was Spanish. But like by tone, I could tell they were calling me a dickhead for wearing my sunglasses inside. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
You do kind of look like you took that last episode, like, and you heard the Jim Jones story, and you were like, you know what? Maybe I should give this meth thing a try.
I would lose weight. I might be able to keep up with the kids, dude. You might be onto something.
Dude, parenting on meth, just a little bit.
Just a microdose.
I mean, that's been happening since the 50s.
Yeah. I just start like an
Mommy's little
account.
helper.
Yeah, I'm just like, just microdose methamphetamine. I mean, Adderall.
It used to have a cute nickname.
Yeah.
What'd they call it? Mommy's little helper, I think, was what they called it.
Now it's Vyvanse.
Yeah.
Which
you're doing drugs and teaching your kids things, people. That's
yeah.
And the worst part is that the teachers are probably the only people more medicated than you are.
Yeah. I mean, no fucking way. I was at the Braves game. We took him to the Braves game recently, which was pretty fun. But, dude, there was a lady there that it was during the day. They had a whole class of children. And they were, like, crossing the street in front of our car. And I was like, no way. Would I be in charge of fucking 20 kids to go to the Braves? No way.
Nah.
No way. And they were like middle school age, so prime age for
Some
horseplay.
of them are trying to run off.
Yeah, prime age, and they're probably smarter than you in certain aspects. You know what I mean?
They're trying to sneak into the tilted kilt or whatever.
For sure. Somebody's like giving them beers.
Yeah. I mean, well, just like ladies with short skirts. You're like, whoa. You know, middle school.
I will say that there's a lot of ladies at the Braves game. We went to the Braves game. It was like, damn, there's a lot of women here. I wonder if that's
Sham is insistent he's going to find me a wife at a Braves game.
They're there, brother. That's a good place to meet. That's a great place to meet somebody, too.
He's prepped me for the types that I'm probably going to find. Like
jean skirts, for sure.
The corporate lady who can take care of me, but she's fat. He regularly will go into rants on the pot on no bullshit. Listen to no bullshit.
Yeah.
He'll go on.
His rants are amazing.
Yeah, that's what the show is.
Yeah.
It's
when
just
he gets worked up, I love it.
It's him ranting and me like trying to push him in directions.
It's awesome.
But he keeps doing this bit. He's brought it back 2 or 3 times, I think, where he just starts describing the types of women that he could hook me up with at Braves games.
Yeah. Dude, we were at the Braves
Pretty
game.
crazy.
So we take the girls. I'm wearing Emma. She's got Ava. We walk up to the ticket thing. I'm like, hey, how you doing? The lady's like, oh, look at the babies. First game. So we're doing the whole thing. I'm like, we need to get 2 tickets. She's like, where do you want tickets? I'm like, anywhere in the stadium. We might not last the inning. You know what I mean? Like, we just need to get in the door. Standing room only. So all of a sudden, this lady comes walking up. She's got her phone. She's like, hey, come here. And I'm like, what?
No.
And she's like, yeah, like immediately. That's exactly. I said, what? No. And she was like, like immediately, like, am I in trouble, dude? What the fuck? Emma, what'd you do?
No. Did she sneak you by security or something?
I didn't know what she was talking about. And she had her phone. She was like, I don't want to sound weird. And I'm like, you're already sounding weird. Yeah. You know? Like, what do you... I thought she was going to show me a picture that she took of us. And be like, I don't want to be weird. She kept saying it. She said it like 3 times. I'm like, well, too late. You're being weird. And the black lady behind the thing is just like... she's like, oh, dude. She had the look on her face was like... Oh... I don't trust this white lady. this lady.
I hope this lady is autistic, because if not...
It was very like, yeah. And then she's like, I have 2 tickets. I'm like... Okay, she's like, I'll just buy them from this lady. She's like, no, you just come in with me. I'm like, what's the catch? She's like, no catch. It's very cute that you have your kids. Then she's like, but I'll text you. I'm like, I ain't giving you my number. Like immediately it was like, nope, this is the scam.
Yeah.
Immediately. And she was just like, no, so I can send you the seats. I was like, well, you're going to have to take her number.
Right.
Yeah, I'm unlisted.
If you can't scan 2 tickets right here and we can walk by.
Right, that's what I was saying. But really what she was doing is just she wanted us to have them because she was like, y'all aren't going to remember where the seats are. So she scanned us in and we walked in. She's like, y'all have a great day. Enjoy your first game. And then she just walked off. Because that was another thing. I was like, are we about to have a
thing?
Stage 5. Like, have we invited a stalker? Yeah, get away from my baby, lady. So, no, man. How cool of that lady. She just was like, I think it's awesome that you brought your kids out. Like, so she gave us free tickets. And then we were just wandering around, popping in and out. It's a day game, so you can kind of go wherever. Just trying to stay in the netting because I was like, the last thing I want to do is, take a baseball to the baby's face.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
That's no risks on that.
Could you imagine?
Like, the chances are so incredibly low.
Yeah.
But any chance with a baby,
everybody in the first thing that would be said is, what are you doing? You're on the first base line with the baby?
I think you would maybe have to kill yourself, like to retain honor.
That's the only way.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's like,
it's like Christina, it's gonna be tough, but it's honorable.
Tell my story. You just shoot yourself with the t-shirt gun.
I was gonna say you snap off one of those like tiny bats and stick it in your chest.
Yeah.
How would you kill yourself at a baseball game?
Jump off the balcony. I don't know.
Ooh, nah, because that's going to hurt bad.
I don't know, man. I would probably shoot myself with a t-shirt gun. I don't know. Like I said.
I don't know if would that be lethal?
I would put my head in the seat and do the hopper popper and just have somebody jump on the chair. I almost broke my leg in half one time at a Braves game. I went with my buddy and they were shooting out t-shirts, like throwing t-shirts, and I was leaning over to catch one. It was coming right to us. I was like, holy shit, that never happens to me, right? So I got really excited, and I was stepping over this chair. You know how you step over the baseball chairs, and when I stepped, my foot, instead of going and flipping it down, it went in between, and I fell forward. And dude, I felt the pressure on my leg, and I happened to just catch myself, but I was this close to snapping my fucking leg in half. Then I picked the shirt up. It was like a 4XL. It said like Piedmont Pediatrics or something. I was like, dude,
I also once got a shirt, and it was once again like a local sponsor's shirt that was like a 2XL.
Could you imagine?
Just this stuff they can't sell.
Yeah, I snapped my leg in half. Like my buddy Cameron was like, Jesus Christ, dude. He's like, you went down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. And I
was like, yeah, dude,
I've also almost broken my leg on one of those, and I think most people have once.
Yes, stadium chairs are so tricky.
You become really cautious about them after that.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 beers, that's a caution. That's a problem.
Yeah.
All eyes on you when you go to step over, because you are being a dickhead.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
You never should step over those. But
You're
if
not
you do
following the rules.
All right, I remember.
You can do it though. Sometimes you need to.
If you do it with 2 beers in your hand and you do a step over and you do it smooth, it's like sliding across the hood of a car. Everybody's like, that guy, dude. You got on a Brave shirt, bro.
Yeah. If you do that with a baby on your chest, you're a legend.
Oh my God. I'd be batting those girls away from me. Stop it, dude. Christina, I'll fucking shoot you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Giving people baby fever in there. You could see a lot of dudes that, like, when we go out, like dudes that are on a date or like married and their girl like gets baby fever and is so excited they're looking at me like, you're killing me. Like, this could be you. This could be you. Keep fucking around. Keep fucking around, dude. Keep fucking around. I think I should go to schools. Just be like, hey, y'all in here having sex? This could be you, dude. 2 of them. Oh, y'all drinking on Friday night? Not anymore. Not anymore, dude. Your life's over. It's going to be Miss Rachel from here on out, bro. Yeah. I'm telling you right now. Pull out.
You're never going to see the end of Last of Us.
They're like, Keegan, dude, get off the stage. We cut his mic 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. Just yelling. Yelling at kids.
Yeah, slow police reaction.
I mean, there's been some... We've seen situations where it's taken him 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah. Just he doesn't seem to be a direct threat.
Yeah.
So I have a question. I can't decide if I'm being the asshole here. Am I the dickhead? Okay. Let me paint a picture for you. I'm in between. I had two parties on Saturday. We had a morning event and then a fucking night event. So I'm there all day. I'm working, setting up. I'm over it. Got to get the oil changed because I don't want to burn the car up. So I'm like, let me just pop into a little 5-minute oil, get my oil changed, and then head on my way. I pull in. The guy's already just one of those dudes where he is like, he's on it. He's trying to upsell. He's that guy. He's doing the whole spiel up front. And I'm like, dude, let me stop you right there. I don't want an air filter. I don't want any of that shit. Like, I just want to get my oil. And he's like, well, I have to get in the car and check your filter in your dash, like in your glove compartment. And I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, it's a part of the thing on the film. I'm like, well, then look at the fucking camera and tell him I don't want you to do that. I don't want you getting in my car with your dirty ass fucking shoes and hands and shit and laying all over my seat for what? I don't want the filter change even if it needs to be changed. Get the fuck out of here. I just changed it. The person who had the car before me smoked cigarettes. I literally just changed it. He's like, well, I got to. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. So he checks the thing. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, I just told you that. So then we're going to do the oil. he's trying to upsell me on like the $140 oil. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here. So then we hit a real bump in the road. This is where it got weird, where me and this dude are just staring at each other. He's like, I need your email address, your phone number, and your street address. I'm like, why? He's like, well, I got to put it in the system. I'm like, I'm not giving you fucking any of that. And he's like, I have to put something. I'm like, put 111 Dickhead Way, dude. Fuck you. I'm not giving. Why do I have to like?
Yeah.
And then me and this dude start arguing. He's like, I have to put something in. I'm like, then put your fucking address in. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I want an oil change. Change the oil. Like, why do I have to give you everything? It was crazy, dude.
It's because it's all corporate.
But then he just stared at me, and I was like, dude, no. Like, no. Like, I don't. You're not going to. And then he was like trying to like, I'm like, what are you like fucking bullying me, dude? I'm about to get out of my. Because he was like standing over me. I was like, bro, I'm about to get out of my car and fucking wrestle you in this hot ass garage. I don't give a shit if you gave me a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Is that crazy though? Am I an asshole for not wanting to give all that information?
It is weird that because here's the thing. I went to that place and I didn't give as much pushback as you did, and I just I was like, fine, whatever, and I just don't go to that place now. That's
a silent.
Like, that's what winning is, Keegan.
That is.
That's what winning is. There was one place where I watched them scam me. I watched him spray something on my brakes and then pull it out with the brakes squeaking and be like, oh, you need new brake rotors. And I was like,
damn, dude.
I didn't on the way here.
I also didn't like that he was being a fucking asshole to the two guys working on the car. And he wasn't doing shit. And he was like, dude, to the point to where like in the middle of his spiel, the guy was like doing something. He's like, are you going to fucking check the tires? I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's the owner.
Yeah, like, why are you talking to him like that? He was like real dad energy. And you're like, dude, you're 2 years older than me. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, that was his kingdom. You know, I was like, bro.
I mean, the man's a tyrant, clearly. But
listen here, Lord Farquaad.
Because it might have been the same fucking guy for all I know.
It was crazy.
But it's because I really think that it's like they literally, there's like, you have a franchise, and if you have this franchise, you have to do all of these things or else. And that guy's probably got some dickhead above him breathing down his neck.
And then I had to give him fake fucking information. Then I felt like a weird way. I'm like, I'm lying now. Now you're making me feel fucked up. It's like, I don't want to accept all the cookies to read this article. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, I got to hold the line.
Yeah.
You got to hold the line. I pay cash as much as I can because somebody needs to.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to go away. At the Braves game, I was null and void, dude. Fucking cash. No cash. Nobody take cash.
You got in for free for being cute.
We got free parking, too.
Whoo.
Bro.
Is there like baby parking?
No, we couldn't find parking. We're driving around. And then finally we passed 3 different parking decks that say lot full, right? We pull up, ladies standing next to a sign. I roll the window down. I'm like frustrated. Babies are crying. I'm like, is this lot full too? She goes, no. And I went, the sign says lot full. She goes, no, there's plenty of parking. I'm like, why are you standing next to a sign that says lot full? And then it's like, was every other parking deck open?
And then she pulls out the replacement sign that says open.
I mean, it was crazy. I was like, I hate parking. That drives me crazy.
It's the reason I haven't gone to the new Friday Late Mic in Atlanta. Because of where it's at the underground.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I've never even been there. I go on Google Maps and then I go to the satellite view and I look at the area and I'm like, ain't no fucking parking there. I'm not like
that's a great move.
Yeah.
Hit it on the Google view, like fuck this.
All the time.
God, yeah. The parking sucked. And it was just, nothing elevates the frustration in the car when the babies start whining.
So you can't obviously do this yourself, but that's why like baseball games for me are always an Uber situation.
Yeah.
Any sports
I get
event,
in the car with the fucking babies.
Bro, you Uber. It's going to be an expensive Uber both ways, but it's gonna be.
It's worth it.
It's going to be hardly more than the parking you pay because it's expensive parking. And you don't have to deal with the traffic yourself.
And at the new stadium, they just line up. So when you go out with Lyft, they have a line and they just first.
It's like the
awesome.
airport.
Yeah, that they did figure that out because when you would get out of Turner Field, that shit was not great. You were walking to your parking lot like, there's a 1 in 5 chance we're not gonna make it. Hitting the steady jog.
Yeah.
Dude, one time we got out of a Falcons game and me and my dad were walking and it was like a night game, you know, like a Sunday night, and we're walking and all these people are walking and then all of a sudden there's like a commotion and these dudes screaming and then fighting, and I remember my dad started running and looked at me and was like, get it, and just seeing your dad be like, nope, this is not a drill, we are out of here. I was like, I was like 11, I was like, oh, fuck. Like seeing the person that's taking care of you be like, no, this is a run situation, we gotta for get real. There. This is we'll figure it out down the road. Yeah. What was happening? Like, it was like one of those commotions too, because you know when people bust out like fighting, everybody's moving at a different speed. Yeah. Like you just see bodies moving, and you're like, that ain't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like something's happening.
Yeah. Because the people who saw it start are running faster than everybody else.
The closer people, that might be a gun. You don't know, because that's when people move too. When somebody pulls out a gun, you're like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll never forget him running and being like, go. And it's like, what a nightmare. You're walking with your kid and you're just like, oh, fuck. Because those games, like when they let out, you have this stadium of drunk fucking people. And then you have people that have just been hanging out doing their thing on a Sunday night.
Well, now they just hang out at the Battery for the Braves games. They have like that whole area of bars for that.
Yeah. Dude, I know so many people that never make it to the Braves game.
I mean, Sham and I left early when we went last time, hammered. But we both of us, all that we remember is going to the barcade there, the place where you can like rent a system. And we rented the system for an hour. They had like a deal. It was like $15. Mm-hmm. And then Sham just murdered me in Mortal Kombat for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we fucking Ubered home.
It's always nice, too, like if the fares are high, you have a little surge, you're like, let's just fucking go in there, play a little Mortal Kombat, hang out for a little bit. Yeah,
I think that's why we did it.
I went on a date at the Braves game, and let me tell you, I showed up.
That's like going to IKEA.
The girl already had a shot out, and I was like, how'd you know I drank tequila? She's like, that wasn't for you. And she took it, had a shot and a beer. I was like, whoa, we are partying. Yeah, we were the worst versions of ourselves that day. Just like one of those where it's like we weren't cooking, but you're like, well, now I'm just going to get shit-faced.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, worst case, you just wander off at some point, and now you don't have to hang out with this lady anymore.
What was that movie with, like, Morgan Freeman, and he's, like, the teacher at the impoverished school?
I don't.
Stand By Me.
Yeah.
She kept drunkenly talking about how she taught at an all-black school. She's like, it's like Stand By Me. And I was like at the game like, hey, I heard you the first 3 times you said that. I'm ignoring it because people are starting to look at you.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, you're like, you're about to get your own Uber home. I can't trust you for my rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, too easy to get too drunk at a Braves game.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time, and baseball is not that much is going on.
At least it's shorter now. Mm-hmm. You know?
The clock with the pitches helps.
I love the pitch clock.
Yeah, that really helps. The human rain delay, that guy was outrageous. There was a guy that rule is based off, there was a pitcher that they called the fucking human rain delay because he took so long in between each pitch. That like he would
sucks.
And it was like a thing of like stamina where you're just like, everybody's like, man, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and there's no rule to stop him. You're like, this fucking asshole.
That will. I remember there was what was it, Giannis? I think like the first year that I knew about him in the playoffs, people would chant the amount of time that he would like be taking for free throw. So you'd just be watching and you'd hear the crowd going 17, 18.
Oh,
and he's just trying to warm up. And dude, he's hitting like 30 seconds regularly. Like just fucking with the ball.
That'll get in your head.
Yeah.
People counting it down.
I don't know if he still does it, but
man, when I was in high school, we used to love going to the basketball games. It was so fun because you can really heckle at a high school basketball game.
Oh,
You're
shit.
right there.
Yeah.
You're right there. And when you had the whole football team with you, you would talk shit to these players who would absolutely whip my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to do a thing when, like, they would go to free throw. You go, number 3's mom is a what? And everybody go, oh. And they would, like, go to shoot and then look over like, what the fuck? And you hit him with the who's his daddy? He don't know. It was so funny because you do it all game and they're just like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
We used to do the thing where the cheerleaders would come
Honestly,
out.
here's the thing. The chants, I am significantly less into this now.
Yeah.
As soon as, like, I thought you were saying we're sitting on the floor and you're like, hey, your shoe's untied, like doing shit like that.
No, we would chirp at them, but you have to get the whole audience involved.
Nah,
and then,
I
like,
don't-
we got in trouble for booing a cheerleader. Like, the cheerleader came out.
That's funny. That's fun because they don't get enough.
So
hate.
they were like, you cannot boo them. So my buddy was like, here's what we're going to do. He got school newspapers, and we just opened them up, and everybody sat with newspapers when they came out so we weren't watching because they were like, you cannot boo them. So everybody would stand up and, like, turn their backs. It was fun. But I will never forget the teacher's look of
You were
like,
just-
you cannot boo these girls. Like, everybody's just like,
You're just
"Boo."
trying to, like, legitimately hurt the self-esteem of your classmates.
It's the opposing team.
Oh, the opposing team.
Yeah, the opposing team's cheerleaders. They were like,
Oh, yeah.
I like that you're here to support. They're like, but you cannot boo these poor girls.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I was in high school. I mean, looking back, think about it.
Yeah.
You're there to see your daughter do her halftime show and some dickhead. 25 kids are just booing. You're like, what
I'm
the
going to
fuck?
say in that situation, you are the dick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like one of those things where you look back, you're like, not a shining moment,
No.
but still pretty funny. The newspapers kicked ass because there was nothing anybody could say, and everybody was like, that's just rude.
I don't know. This feels like you had to be there.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I felt inspired last week. We had Zach Howard on. I felt
Yeah.
inspired. I felt like we haven't done a Freaky Friday
Yeah.
episode in a while.
It has been a while.
Where are we at on time?
28.
Nice. That's what I was saying.
I wasn't
wanted
sure
to-
if it was 20 or 28 when I first
So
looked.
this is one that I haven't heard about. And I was listening to a podcast, and it was one of those podcasts where they were going super fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were hitting you with stuff where you're like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Like full information dump.
Yeah, they were dumping. They were talking about the Phoenix program in Vietnam. Have you heard about this? It was just basically the CIA when Vietnam kicked off. They used this as an opportunity to head out there and start torturing people.
Yeah.
And let's get a little R&D in a war-torn place and mask it as, what do they call it? It was like the public safety director. That was the people's title. When you heard that guy's there to do bad things.
Yeah, I mean it's very 1984, where it's like the words and the job are opposite of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
You're
I
like,
mean?
I hear the words you're saying, but that
Like
guy
the
is
Department of Truth is the propaganda department. You're like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it's so blaringly obvious now. You're like, dude.
But like and the cool thing about this is time period. We're pre-enhanced interrogation techniques. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is good old school torture, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. So then this guy comes along. His name is Dan Mitrione. So it's Mitrione. Yeah, this dude. So he's like a police chief out in Indiana, just
Dude,
small
that guy-
town. He's just a hardworking.
That guy murdered so many black guys.
They
as a
called
cop.
it coldly efficient, dude. It was his demeanor. This guy is described as the Johnny Appleseed of modern American torture. So this man,
Johnny Appleseed. He's
Yeah.
teaching. He's planting seeds.
he's a guru of hurt, dude. This guy is definitely planting seeds. So he starts out in Brazil, right? He goes down there. CIA is like, hey, you're going to be the public safety director. We need you down there. You got to, under the guise of what else other than fighting communism.
Yeah.
So he shows up in Brazil and he starts training independently these police officers because they're just down there beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
That's how. And he shows
Old
up and he's
school.
like, dude, you're doing it all wrong. You're forgetting about their mind. Like, he was the first person that came down there. Like, you're forgetting a key part of this torture.
You're like, guys, we can do psychological stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
we don't even have to touch him yet.
Yeah, you can treat them nice and then just take out a giant knife.
Yeah.
And see what that does.
One of his quotes that just like, dude,
Ooh.
As soon as I read this quote, I was like, this guy was a menace. He said, the precise pain in the precise place at the precise time. He said, if you kill somebody, you have failed interrogation. If you prematurely kill somebody.
Well, yeah.
Dude, he used to talk about, do we have the luxury of their death? How far can we take it? Does it matter if I kill them?
Whoa.
An absolute
The
demon.
luxury?
The luxury of the death. Do we have that? Can I kill this dude? Before I start, can I kill him? So one of the things that stuck out to me, when that dude comes in with those glasses, you are in trouble.
Yeah.
It's not good. So he's down in Brazil, right? So he's telling him, he brings John Lilly in this. So he's like, John Lilly did all this work on deprivation chambers. And a lot of what he talked about is when you put somebody in a deprivation tank and you take away their sensory, you leave them in their mind.
Yeah.
And their mind can be a prison. So what he does is immediately, he's like, when you take these prisoners, John C. Lilly was the dude giving LSD to the dolphins, the guy who created the float tank.
I knew I recognized that
That's
name.
what I'm saying. He starts quoting John Lilly. You're like, whoa, dude. So he heard all this psychedelic stuff and was like, here's how we can use it for evil.
Like, if you take their finger off first, then it's all they can think about.
I mean, dude, so he puts these dudes in these rooms, right? Pitch black, no contact. Like, he said that you can threaten them with violence, and then in like the pitch black, you'll be in there for days. No light, no nothing, no contact. Then you'll hear blood-curdling screams. Then the next person you see is a dude shining a light in your face. It's like, yeah, that's your family we're torturing next to you. And they just threaten them with like the most horrific shit, because then they just sit in the dark, and you're just like, oh my God. And they're imagining all the awful shit. And he's like, we're not even doing anything. But that doesn't matter. That's not even the point. He believes we're doing something, which is far worse than, dude, I was reading the handbook that he like wrote. I'm like, oh my God, the psychological torture. Then he created this thing called the fridge, bro.
The fridge?
So you put this people in this small cube, right? And I'll just tell you about it, and then we can Google in a little bit about the pictures. So he puts you in a small cube, and this cube, completely sensory deprivation. It's outfitted with speakers and temperature control. So he has strobe lights in there too. So like all of a sudden, the temperature will drop. And they said that they had the technology to keep you cold for a long time. Like they could keep it just enough so you won't freeze to death. They hit you with strobe lights and the sound of a jet engine that's deafening but won't injure your hearing. And then all of a sudden, it stops. And then the thing gets burning hot and it's dead silent. And then he said they start the cycle over and they start switching it. Now, when it gets cold, it's dead quiet and dark. And then when it gets hot, it's strobe lights and jet engine. He's like, people only last 3 or 4 cycles. And then when you take them out, they're like, I'll tell you whatever the fuck.
How long are the cycles?
They didn't. It just depended on, he said it depends on the individual and their previous like training. Dude, he talked about people like, they're puzzles for pain. He's like, certain people, you just have to figure out what their weakness is. Like, what's their crack in the armor?
I feel like, so
crazy, dude.
I
He's
told
doing
you,
like mental chess with people. It's bad, bro.
So I told you about that book series I was reading, Joe Abercrombie. There's a character in there who I think that he had to have read this guy's shit in order to write the character. Because it's essentially a character who is this guy, but he is this guy because this was done to him, and he's now a crippled guy.
It reminded me of Dune.
That's terrifying.
It reminded me of Dune.
Yeah.
Well, here, I'll get into it. So the fridge, then...
This is basically what the dark arts is, like in the practical sense.
The darkest of art.
Is delving into like how... Like... We're all these people with these psyches and these faculties that we have. How do you hack that, but for bad? Like that's what this guy is the specialist of. It seems like
the darkest, and he went into it with cold efficiency, dude. Everybody just talked about like he was not all right. So then a lot of the stuff that he was doing. So in Brazil, he leaves. He goes to Uruguay. He shows up to Uruguay. It's fucking bad news. They got like a rebellion going on, and he's like, here, let me teach you how to fucking make these dudes never want to fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like once the word gets out that this is what's happening to people, they also did a thing called the Statue of Liberty. Now his specialty was like electricity. That was his big thing. He was like, you can get so much done with electricity. Like, dude, people talked about sitting in a bar with him and like having drinks, and he'd just be talking about like, you'd be amazed how much you can shock somebody till they die. And they're like, okay. Like, holy shit.
You see, the thing, it's all about the voltage. You keep the amps low.
Just keep getting them. No. So he goes there. Again, it's rudimentary. He's like, guys, let me put you on to something. This is one of the things he would do. They would cut sardine cans and make you stand on them and like hold weights. So one of the things that he really liked to do was force positions. So make somebody sit like in a standing against a wall for extended amount of time. He goes, because if you inflict pain on somebody, they can rationalize it like, fuck you, this guy's hurting me, fuck this guy. He's like, if you can make it where they're inflicting the pain on themselves, then you're fucking with themselves because they're like, what am I doing? Like, why? The mental anguish of you're hurting yourself. So you have heavy weights. You're standing on these sardine cans.
Dude,
when you get
I
to
think
a
I
certain,
know where this is going, and
you
I
get
don't.
to a certain point to where you're slouching and they electrocute you so that you stand up, and they call it the Statue of Liberty because you'll be holding shit and like,
oh, that's not where I thought that was going, but that's worse.
And they shock your whole body, and then they let you just sit there, and you're just sitting there, and the adrenaline has you stay standing up on the things, and it's just rinse and repeat. He also was like, yo, y'all are just shocking people with like, you know, like car and like jumper cables. Yeah. And he's like, no. Hey, CIA, they'll make us something. So he had these guys in the CIA make these needles that could go down into between your teeth, and he would put them down into your gums and shock your gums. He would shock underneath your fingernails, put it in your pee hole. He was,
of course, that
dude.
As soon as you said it, I'm like, obviously,
menace. And what they said about him too. So one of the like firsthand accounts, right? He has these dudes over from Uruguay, brings them to his house. He's got like 4 police officers. He brings them over. He's like, yo, come to my house. We'll have a couple drinks. I'll do a little demonstration. They're like, okay. Nobody knows what he's talking about. So they go over there. One of the dudes happens to be a double agent. So he's a double agent for like another country. So he's like in there. He's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't even know who this guy is. This dude brings out 4 women. He has a soundproof room in the basement of his house. Brings out these 4 women that are beggars and just tortures the fuck out of them in front of these dudes. Like just showing them like, you can shock them here and put it in their mouth and torture. He's giving him medicine that makes him throw up. He's like, you can just make somebody like suffer by throwing up. And the whole time this dude's a double agent and can't say anything, but he's just like, what the fuck? Like he's torturing fucking
just
beggars.
Ladies.
Just ladies. And think about that. They are saying it's like 20,000 people that he was training so many thousands of people, like him personally training these people that were using these tactics.
What? So
he's like a fucking rock in a pond of hate.
How long was he running this?
Oh, it was like the early 60s. I think he was there for at least 5 years, 6 years. I mean, it was a while, bro. And then the rebels got him. They were like, they sent his FBI pass. They were like, yo, we got your boy. And they were like, we do not negotiate with terrorists. And they shot his ass in the back of the head twice. Hopefully they did more than that.
In South America?
Yeah, they got him in Uruguay. They kidnapped him. Dude, he had like 9 kids and a wife. I'm like, this guy was just going home like, honey, the meatloaf's fantastic. Just go. I mean, what the fuck, dude?
That guy...
Oh, and then another thing that he talked about was the sexual humiliation. That was a big part of it too with the prisoners. So what he would do,
you got a tiny dick.
He would strip them naked, make them like stand against the wall, and then in the thing, like in the official report, it says to goose them.
Wait, is the word goose?
Yes. his term, not mine, goosum. And then they gave an actual definition in the pamphlet, like goosing is to goose the butt cheek or in the butt. So somebody just comes up and gooses you, like stick something in your ass, like you like it. Then they put you in a dark room for 3 days naked. People are like, you got a little dick. Probably just whispering at you. Look at this little penis.
Little dick.
Little dick.
Little dick.
Yeah, you're just in there like, oh, he's a little Pete. Look at this little Peter.
Little dick.
Hey, little dick. He's in there like the water boy. Little dick,
Yeah.
little dick. Yeah,
God.
and then you haven't had water for 3 days. Then the
Yeah.
water they give you is mixed with piss. I mean, this guy was an absolute demon, dude.
Oh, no.
For no reason. The fuck is wrong with you? As soon as I sipped it, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And you know it's his piss.
It's absolutely his piss.
Because deep down, he'd be jerking off about this stuff for sure.
I mean,
that guy?
What the fuck is wrong with people? And it's like his wife probably had no idea. He had 9 kids. He probably had no idea.
I want to see what the fridge looks like.
Yeah, the fridge. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's too many. But they wrote about it because a guy wrote about it because he got tortured. He was like a religious person that was talking out against that regime. They didn't like that. They're like, oh, well, let me introduce you to the fridge. Just the like thinking out of the box of like that kind of torture is like, Jesus Christ. And a lot of the people he tortured, there was no information to get. He was torturing you like the rape of Nan King. He was just getting information.
Yeah, he was just doing a thing.
That's
he was like,
the worst.
this is my favorite thing, and I'm really good at it.
I'm great at it. And I want no information. And you know what else he said was a big part of interrogations? He said having a doctor present was a huge part of it. Like you had to have a doctor
Keeps
present.
him alive.
No. He said it's the mental like anguish of a doctor comes in and you're like, oh my God, thank God a medical professional is here. And then to just have them sit there and watch you get tortured.
Whoa.
And it's like your last, like he said, a lot of times they'll hang on to that and then you just break them. And that might be the last thing that he had people like, he was getting in there. I'm being like, how can I break this person down? And doing research on you in between the visits.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, he would know your mom's name. Like, I mean, that's horrific. You're just like, oh, my God.
And
it's CIA backed, you know? I was listening to the Grateful Dead on the way over here trying to get ready. A little CIA.
By the way, they are still doing that stuff for sure.
For sure. They started in okay, so what happened
here's the thing, enhanced interrogation techniques is just kind of a lot of that is like watered down version of that, basically, because it's psychological. That was the whole thing. It's just
kind of your kink too. I think somebody in the Middle East had a real like water kink. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, waterboarding, people choking. They had some sort of weird. Yeah. That guy had a little kinky. You cannot tell me that dude didn't have his wife zapping his balls at the house.
Oh, they were doing weird stuff.
Oh, yeah. Sure. She was doming him for sure, dude. He was on all fours, getting his nipples zapped. You don't go home and have missionary sex. You go home and you're so in charge and you're torturing people all day, your wife definitely pegs you, for sure. Because you want the opposite in the bedroom.
I have always heard that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of the dudes that go to doms, my friend was a dom down in Savannah, and she was like a legit like dominatrix, got paid, and all the dudes, a lot of the dudes that she had, her clients, she said were like high level, had so much money, they're probably in an office telling people what to do all day. So that's how they get off is, dude, we went to a fetish night with her. I saw her hit somebody with a paddle.
She's going for it.
Dude, I could not believe how hard she hit this dude. I mean, it was unreal. Like, I was like, dude, that hurts so the sound. You're like, who the fuck is letting you do that? I would get one and be like, absolutely not, no way.
Some people evidently find the feeling of pain close to sexual pleasure. Mm-hmm. I am not one of those.
They had somebody getting stepped on.
God, I hate pain so much.
Me too. Fuck that.
I really dislike it a lot. But, like, I mean, I was listening to a podcast earlier where they're talking about apparently there's more than one person, or has been, in New York who goes to clubs wraps himself in a carpet and just like lays somewhere that people have to, like women have to step on him.
What?
People are into the stuff that you can't even comprehend, Keegan.
That's crazy.
Things that
no kink shame,
regular people like us.
Nobody's getting hurt there.
No. Well, you're getting hurt, but you want it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm just saying, like, some people are so far down this road that, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, we shouldn't even be talking about
I thought
this.
I was kinky. And then
Like,
I went to the fetish night and was like, I am nowhere near. They had the pulling on the hooks. I was like, no, I ain't into any of this.
I have never felt that I have been a kinky person in any way at all. So
I mean, I definitely felt that, but that was like, oh, I didn't even know the spectrum.
No, but I feel that way pre-going. Like, if I went to a fetish thing, my brain might melt.
That would be awesome.
I might.
You should definitely take you.
I might faint like a old timey lady. Like
You're clutching your pearls. My word.
It might happen. I might become my parents in like one moment.
That would be awesome, dude.
It could happen. I might go like full right wing.
Yeah.
Shift Cult of Thalia heavily.
Yeah, some guy getting his nuts stomped on in stilettos, and you're just like, my word, this is not okay.
Stop podcasting with Sham.
I am done here.
Yeah. Get a red hat.
Oh man, that's what activates you. You go in
I'm
there
just
and
like,
you're
nah.
No, we've strayed far from God's light.
It's too far. I wasn't sure of God, but this has made me confident that we are not.
Pendulum swinging the other way, dude. Get out of here.
Nah, but I mean, I don't know.
I wasn't into it.
I'm fine with it as long as I don't have to be involved. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, do whatever.
I almost said something that we definitely would have had to edit.
I mean, you could always say it, dude. We'll edit it. Yeah. It's always, yeah, so that's that guy from the CIA. Boy. Oh, so here's what, before we got off on that tangent, what I was going to tell you is, so I was reading, I'm like, where does this start? You know, but it started, obviously, with the fucking World War II, and they didn't know what to do with the Nazis.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got to take these dudes in. And then I guess it just rolled over from Vietnam, where there was people coming back. They're like, what did you do? Dude, don't tell anybody else that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
Write it down, but do not, like, but this guy was just, the thing about it was like, you can read, they declassified the interrogation book, and you can go read this handbook.
I don't think I want to.
I was skimming through it, and I was just like, because I wanted to know what.
Just some light toilet reading.
I know. Christina was like, what the fuck? Because I would hit her with something I was reading. She's like, what the fuck are you reading? I was like, I'm doing a Freaky Friday episode. She's
Out
like,
of context torture techniques.
yeah, she's like, dude, should I be alarmed? Do you need a day? Like, what are we talking about? But no, I was just, the tone of it is just, it's like office speak. It's like reading, like, it's so, that's
it's like
what's
reading
so,
a work email.
Yeah, it's so creepy. It's like a work handbook. It's like reading a syllabus. You're like, this is cold, bro. You're talking about wrecking somebody mentally and leaving a person in a cage for 3 days and then giving them a piss bucket, and you're writing about it. And then there was stuff that was redacted where you're like, if you're telling me this, what is redacted?
Dude, that's the worst, is when you're reading something crazy and then part of it is blacked out. But I feel like, sometimes I feel like that's a technique that they use to fuck with people, which is they just they just put the word "the" in 15 times and then redact that just to make it look spicy.
Mm-hmm. When I was a younger man in my 20s, dude.
It all feels like psyops. Everything is a psyop, Keegan.
Yeah.
Everything.
When I was first learning about this, I remember being like, bro, I broke through the matrix. I woke up in the thing, you know? Like, I'm seeing it. Now I'm learning about the depths of mind control, and you're like, nothing.
There is no...
They've manufactured... They've been 10 steps ahead every time.
The whole time. They've never not been 10 steps ahead.
I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Like,
so anyway, Boeing, you want to pay us something. We'll talk... We'll stop talking about this stuff, but I don't think that's going to work.
It really does seem like a big part of going to war, too, is they're like, well, we just can't let this go to waste. Because it is a place where you can just go and there's no holds barred.
Well, yeah, and then they start.
Now, what do you think? This is the question I was asking.
Well, because also the
Christina.
CIA started a lot of those wars in South America
Absolutely.
because they were trying to get cocaine
Yeah.
to sell crack.
Uh-huh. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think he was like brainwashed himself and he really believed like I'm a patriot? Like every day he
Yes,
showed
absolutely.
up, Captain America,
Absolutely.
I'm a patriot, I'm winning.
Bro, that guy woke up in the morning and before he got dressed, he saluted the flag.
You think that?
Yeah.
See, I think when you see that he brought 4
Here's the thing.
transient women over, I think that's where you're starting. He's like getting into the Ted Bundy territory. I think he
No.
started really bleeding into insanity.
Well, yeah, that's there.
He got
But also, like, guys like that will go deep on justification. Like they'll be like, I mean, look at historic warfare. Look at the atrocities those people did. Like
Yeah.
I'm civilized compared to those people, and I'm serving my because most of the monsters that work in government, I think, drink that Kool-Aid because it's the only way that you can psychologically convince yourself that it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a disassociation.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
then once you convince yourself it's okay, you're like, no, actually it's really good and I should do it more and better.
Yeah, I should get awesome at this, dude.
Yeah. That's where it usually goes.
Yeah, I'm going to get so good at this.
Yeah.
That's such a crazy thing. And I mean, what a dark place to realize that's what you are the Michael Jordan of, is like hurting people.
The Michael Jordan of torture.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
rough.
that should be the name of the
That's
episode.
rough. You know what I mean? You're like, dude, I am the greatest of all time. I am the Beethoven of fucking people's minds up. I'm painting my magnum opus. He just comes in just like, I will break you.
He just points at a Vietnamese boy and he's like, this is my Fifth Symphony. Right there. That right there. Not a scratch on that kid. Emotionally broken for life.
I mean, when you're reading it, it was like, this is so dark. And then he was like, his big thing too was, do not rely on drugs.
You've been reading really dark lately.
I wanted a good Freaky Friday, and this was something I can't believe I've never heard of this.
Well, but also you just read that Laurel Canyon book.
I did. Yeah,
You
that
gotta
took. Hey, let me tell you, I
read
wish I
something
had.
fun, man.
I hadn't. I wish I had. It really put a fucking. Now every time I hear something like somebody will play some fucking Frank Zappa, I'm like, well, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I'm like, wow, you know, somebody put on the Beach Boys, and I can feel my eyes twitching. Well, you know, he's actually kind of a pedo.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy though, you know.
Here's the thing. I just know it about all of those guys. I assume until I hear a convincing argument otherwise, that is the case.
You're like, hey, I got news for you. 14 was 14 when Elvis was banging, baby. That's just fucked up. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, tone it down, bro. So, speaking of music, we got Primus coming up.
Primus, yeah.
So I was thinking
I'm
about
excited.
it. Which Primus, dude, the venue is in this little neighborhood. It's like an outside. It's the perfect venue for like summertime. It's just a little amphitheater in like a neighborhood. It's so nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna be
And
weird
it's-
for the people that live there.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I saw Ben Harper and like.
Bro, imagine being a child and My Name Is Mud is playing off in the distance.
Yeah.
You're trying to go to sleep.
I think that's why it'll be an early show, though. I think
Yeah.
Chastain has an early.
I think it's like 9.
Really? It's because I don't think there's an opener. I don't know if Mono Neon's going to open or what, but it's neither here nor there. The question I was having for you is Primus has quite the catalog. You know what I mean? They got a ton of songs. Do you think... I know they're going to play some new stuff. What song do you want to hear? Like going in, what song are you hoping they play?
You brought this up earlier, and I went through, and I'd like to preface this with my goal. Because I'm going not on psychedelics, which is a thing that people do at Primus shows. So as a person not on psychedelics, I'm trying to see the spin out.
You want to see somebody crash?
You've talked about it a lot, and I've never seen it. I would like to witness. So I am choosing a Scary Crazy song. I would like to see them play Herald of the Rocks.
Dude.
Because that'll spin some dudes.
Damn.
I mean, and maybe my favorite way that any song ends ever. Do You know, so you know the song.
Yeah.
It's about trying crack.
Yeah.
It's a very fun song. I like it. And at the end, two of the characters, it is implied, fall into crack cocaine addiction. And the way he tells you that is with, and in the end, Swamper and Greenie succumbed to the ways of Harold. And in doing so, each gave away a little bit of his soul. What a couple of dumb shits.
Yeah.
That is maybe the best way I've ever heard a song about crack cocaine ended.
Yeah.
And I want to see somebody cry during that song.
I have no idea what they're going to play. Because they're going to play the full category because they got the new drummer. So they're going to play old stuff with him.
Make sure he can do it.
I would love to see Over the Electric Grapevine because they never really play that song.
Really? That is a fun song.
Lot. They'll like tease it in between like a song, like while they're jamming, they'll do that, like that little beginning riff, and then they'll go into something else. So I would love to see that. I would love to see Southbound Pachyderm.
Yeah, and those kind of feel like similar songs to me. It would be crazy if they played them both. Because those songs also feel like they have a lot of spin-out potential. To be fair, I would say half of all Primus songs.
They do, and when you see him live, he really jams. Like, they jam out. Like, they really take it to some weird places. There's always going to be some weird shit on stage. One time I saw him, and they had these astronauts, like these giant blow-up astronauts. But the thing that was really trippy was on the face of the astronaut, like in their little visor, it was like a face, and the dude's eyes were like moving around, and he was like, and like making all these faces like somebody's like very uncomfortable. So like when he would be in the middle of like this bass, just like getting nasty, the dude would be like, ugh.
So they're trying to spin people.
Yeah. He's gonna come out in a little fucking mask. I haven't looked at any of their stage setup at all.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid everything until we're there. Like, I just want to show up and see Primus.
Yeah, there's two schools of that. We had a buddy that he would always look up, like, on Instagram and, like, watch, like, to see what it was. He's like, I just want to know what the lights are going to look like. I was always like, why would you do that? I wanted it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
And we have... Like when we would hang out.
That's the kind of guy who pulls out his phone and records songs.
Yeah. You got to just take the one picture and just put it away.
Yeah.
Recording a song is crazy.
Yeah. Recording a portion of a song. I'm not down with recording anything at a show unless you're recording a person doing something weird. That's what that's for.
And even then, it's got to be real weird because it's also like let people be weird while you filming somebody.
Yeah. Well, to me, the bar is if it's weird enough that you can't focus on the show in its presence.
Exactly. If it's taking away from the show, then they've brought it. I always kind of get tripped out though if I'm like at a show and I'm boogieing and dancing. I'm always like, somebody filming me. Like, look at this old fucking hippie.
Am I going to see you boogieing and dancing?
Maybe not. Primus is kind of hard to boogie to.
Nah.
You'll probably see me
very boogieable.
You'll see me headbanging.
You're gonna
probably
headbang?
dancing a little bit. It depends on how I feel, how everything's kicking in and registering.
Speaking of shows, Shadow of Intent is on a tour with some other bands and coming through Atlanta.
Really? Let's do it.
So we could see that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's definitely go. I think it would be fun. It'll be fun to do some content too, like.
Nope, that's not the right website.
It's all right. Well, look, you can show me after this about because this would be fun to go to. Because I might have to just go and get down to see
it's
a
at the
pit.
Masquerade.
I'd have to go see a pit. Dude, you want to look at something crazy? DJ Snake, one DJ in France, played the largest show for a single day show. Like. Every other festival, Glastonbury, all that shit, he played to 80,000 people, one DJ. It was a fucking like soccer stadium of people where you're just like, that's insanity, dude.
Okay, so this is going to be a bit expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for... Because... Yeah, never mind.
Does Sham like Primus? Is he excited about it?
Enough, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's excited about it.
I don't know if he's ready for it.
I think he'll...
I don't know. You're going to be... Yeah, you might be flipped out.
Yeah, no,
it's going to be a lot.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, people... But that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a different vibe because it's going to be outside. with like the night sky. It's gonna be cool. Like,
What if he comes out and he pulls out the upright and plays an acoustic set?
dude, I've seen him.
That
do
would be very cool.
I saw him
honestly.
do that. There's an album that he did called Duo de Twang.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I went to that.
Some of that stuff's really fun.
I saw it at Terminal West. It was awesome live. Like the dude that he had playing with him was fucking great. He had an acoustic bass.
But I imagine they're not going to do that with a new drummer.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to probably rip. He'll have the whamula. He'll definitely pull that thing out when he starts cranking that bitch. I wonder if he's going to do the mask. Because that's something he does with Les Claypool. He doesn't really do that with Primus.
Oh, really?
Primus
Then
usually
probably
comes
not.
out. He comes out in that he dresses like an old timey steampunk.
Yeah.
He has, like it's
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of dudes dressed like Big J Okerson, tripping their nuts off.
Yeah.
Just that sweat on their forehead,
Yup.
fucking eyes bugged out. You're gonna see a lot of like,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of people at the beer line just wigging. You'll see a lot of people standing at the back.
Looking forward to it.
It's also good because it's like a bowl. You know what I mean? So like standing, you can see over everybody, and the sound's good no matter where you go. Like, because it's cool to walk around just to see all of it. I walk around everywhere. It's like when I went to the Braves game, I was everywhere.
Yeah. Well, baseball games lend themselves to like just walking around.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
fun. I love people watching. Just fucking watching people. Like, damn, dude, there's some people are so funny. People take their shoes off and put them up on the fucking seats. I'm like, people
Yeah.
are animals.
Of course.
Last thing I'll say, dude, I got my hair cut. Tell me if this is a slight. Barber was like, "Are you married?" I said, "No, I'm not married. I have a girlfriend." He goes, "Well, your hair is gray." I was like, I just go, "What?" He didn't really speak English.
Damn.
And then didn't follow it up with anything. I was like, "Are you saying I'm running out of time? Is that what you're insinuating?"
Damn, that's rude as hell.
Yeah, dude. I was like, hey, the fuck? You already called me a dickhead when I walked in here with my sunglasses. You motherfucker. Yeah, you know what else he did that I didn't like, Trent? And I'll leave after this. What he did, and I told Christina this, he grabbed my face right here. Right here. And was moving my face around. I was like, hey, dude. You can just tell me to move over and get my beard. You don't have to grab me by my fucking face.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And he was like super buff, like looked like a Middle Eastern dude. That's what whatever language he was speaking, it was one of the ones where you're like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
You know what
No
I mean?
idea.
Like I can't even use Spanish, you can pick up on
I
a
could
couple
guess,
of things.
but it'll offend you.
Yeah, if I guess and if I ask him where he's from, he'll be like, fuck you. I don't say shit. I just close my eyes. I'm like, can I just close my eyes? Can we just not small talk? You know? Especially when they're doing your beard. I could feel them breathing on me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Never done my beard.
And
I do myself,
And
which is why it looks like this.
I was stopped up from just like my sinuses being outside. So I couldn't breathe out of my nose. So he was like doing it. I was like breathing out of my mouth. And he's so like in shape. I was like, this dude probably thinks I'm just out of shape mouth breather for sure.
I have a last minute thing I need to throw in.
Yeah.
I talked to my sister the other day. So my family reunion is coming up.
Oh my
which
God.
is I'm gonna have an episode to talk about that for sure, because it's gonna be like 3 or 4 days. There's
how many people too for the people that are just joining? Which if
Dudes.
you're new to the podcast, welcome.
Yeah, so many. Like I know my dad's the youngest of 11. I have like 45 cousins on that side.
So we're talking upwards of like 60,
like hundreds of people.
What?
Because there's like, you got to think, there's also like spouses, and now there's great grandchildren, and there's a lot of people.
It's gonna be hundreds of y'all out there.
I mean, it'll probably be
Whoa.
like a couple hundred.
Y'all getting matching shirts?
Yeah, the core family does. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's core family
Yeah.
has matching shirts.
Well, we got to get our own shirts, but like we have there's a design, and each family picks a color. So it's like we got grandma's there, and then the 11 kids, my dad being the youngest of that, and then everybody else.
Do y'all compete in anything?
I mean, cornhole and stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah, a little tournament action. Does
There's
it
going to
get
be a
serious?
little golf open this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a good time.
But the bunnies.
The bunnies.
My sister is telling me that she's going to be able to freeze up some meat for me.
Nice.
Send it back. So when I return, Like, you may be eating bunny pre-Primus.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I should eat bunny and then go to Primus.
It might make you sad.
Yeah, just have a bunny's foot.
They might play too many puppies.
I'm gonna
and you're
wear like
"Oh."
a rabbit's foot around my neck. Just
I could ask her to save you one because I'm sure that
good
it's
luck.
probably not that hard to make.
Which is crazy that it's good luck. It's good luck.
It's
you
not.
just snapped its fucking nothing.
It's,
Is it?
it's not, but we can pretend.
Yeah, you could cope with it however you need to. All right, got anything to plug?
Yeah. So the reason I was distracted when you were talking about your beard cut,
Yeah. That guy being like this
Hold up.
mouth breathing fucking idiot.
let's go in order here. We got the Shed,
Shed.
Tree Fort. Fuck, I forgot. I should have pulled the thing up. Several other bands. June 14th. Follow Shed X2
Yeah.
for the details. After that, just got the email while we were recording. July 22nd is my day for Atlanta's Funniest at Helium.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
I will come out for that.
July 22nd. It's a Tuesday.
Okay, for sure.
I'm doing it. I'm first on the list.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Hell yeah, man.
Who knows? I might not be first by the time. Comedy shows, man. Shit changes right before you walk on
they're like,
stage.
Congratulations. They call you up. They're like, you're going 3 more people down. Why would you call my name for that? That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So that is what I've got. Oh, I want to plug something else. Not even my show or our show or anything, but last week we had Zach on. Mm-hmm. Zach Howard of the
Beautiful Losers.
Beautiful
podcast.
Losers, yeah.
Yeah.
So Beautiful Losers has their own show at Helium. They have their second one booked. It's June 7th, Saturday, Helium. They're doing like Comics Family Feud, basically.
Yep. It's called Good Question.
So I just was like, let's plug that, man.
Yeah, that'll be a good
Or
time. I think
answer.
we're gonna be there. We're gonna be filming.
It's a good answer.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna be filming for sure. Keegan is pending because you're busy. Like I'm busy and I complain about being busy to you, but I know at the end of the day.
Yeah, right. But I also want to say shout out to everybody that's been sharing that clip. It's already at it's 380,000. Everybody that's commented, people that send our clips, man, thank you. It's awesome. It's cool to see everything grow. Y'all keep telling people, keep getting people on the Spotify, man.
Oh yeah, follow Cult of Thalia. We're doing weird stuff.
Oh yeah.
Keegan's there.
Cheers.